You still have time to fill out your brackets for the men's and women's NCAA tournament. We are up to, we're closing in on 13 million brackets. Look how fast that's going up. Almost 12.9 million. Sign up today. We now welcome in Seth Greenberg. Coach, everyone's filling out their brackets, and they're looking for who to pick in an upset. You beat the #1 team in the country 4 times as head coach. What do you look for in calling an upset?
I call it the art of the upset. First and foremost, you got to own the tempo and rhythm of the game, whether you want to speed it up or slow it down. I think that's really important. Second thing, minimize turnovers. Why do you want to minimize turnovers? Because turnovers are touchdowns. You want to be able to set your defense. If you're turning that thing over, you're in defensive transition, you're not going to be able to set your defense. Got to rebound the ball on the defensive end. Why do you got to rebound on the defensive end? Because you don't want to give your opponent extra possessions. You give them extra possessions. A good team, an upset team is not going to happen because you know what? Extra possessions means extra opportunities to score. And then finally, you got to be efficient offensively. You got to have a guy that can take over the game. You know, if you're making shots, again, you're able to get back, set the defense. If you have a guy who can take over the game, at the end of the game, you need someone who can step up and make a play. You do those 4 things or so, you're in position to have a chance to upset someone.
Coaches love that dude who can go get him a bucket in crunch time. Coach,
No doubt.
we now have the criteria. Who are the teams that fit the criteria this year?
Well, you know, you think about Davidson. Davidson is a team that doesn't turn it over, shoots the 3, makes you defend. Michigan State's a team that's turned it over at a high level. So that's an opportunity for an upset. Michigan State, not the offensive team it's been in the past, and they turned it over at a high level. San Diego State, they're an elite defensive team. They're a team that can get extra possessions on the offensive end. They got Matt Bradley, a guy that can take over a game at the end of the game. They got a physicality about them, but they're a tough-minded, physical team that doesn't turn over, that rebounds the ball, that has a dude that can take over a game, which is really important. St. Mary's, they've already done it once this season. They beat #1 in Gonzaga. How did they do it? Think about how they did it. They owned the tempo and rhythm of the game. All right, they had a guy in the end of the game that made plays. They took the other team's best player away. They rebounded the ball on the defensive end. They really made it hard for Gonzaga to get extra possessions. All right, they understood the art of the upset. And now it's not just in the first round. You think about going and moving forward in the tournament. I like a team like Connecticut, maybe be an Elite 8 team. Why Connecticut? Why? Because, again, take care of the ball. A dude that can take over a game, Adonijah Sanogo in the low post, can finish up either hand on the block. They have a guard in R.J. Cole who's good at the end of his shot clock. They get extra possessions because they get to the offensive glass. They keep you off the offensive glass. Those are a couple that make sense, just like those 6'11s I gave you yesterday.
Davidson, San Diego State, we got it. You have more possessions, set the tempo, have that one guy who can take over at the end. Coach Seth Greenberg. Thanks, Coach. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.